Gilmore Girls and the dress code of Chilton. Why did Rory always wear tights when all the other girls wore socks? Instead of always, we're going to change that word to often. Alexis would often wear tights when all the rest of the girls were wearing knee socks. Let's talk about it. First, we're going to talk about the dress code of Chilton, and I probably will ramble, so please forgive me. The dress code for Chilton is as follows. You had a white or blue Oxford, either short sleeve or long sleeve button down collar with a navy tie with a crisscross pearlized snap. Over that, they could wear a cardigan or a v-neck sweater vest in either navy or gray. Remember the blazer that Paris wore? Well, we only had 3 of those. Correction, there were 4 of them. Rory had 2 and Paris had 2. So anytime you saw anyone else wearing that blazer, it's because they were wearing one of the principal's jackets. Occasionally, we'd throw it on a background person just to make it look like there were more of them, but we didn't really have any. They made that blazer special for the show. It was not an item that you could just buy. Let's talk about the skirt. You know that they still make this skirt. It's called Rampart Plaid, and you can still buy it today. The girls could either wear navy or gray cable knit knee socks or opaque navy or black tights. During the first few episodes of every season, we would be shooting fall, which just so happened to be filming in the middle of summer. Even though it was really hot outside, it was really cold on stage because they had the AC pumping. But because it was the warmer months, we would make Alexis wear knee highs during those scenes. I remember her begging me, like, can I please wear the tights? And I'm like, can you please wear the socks for this episode? And then the next episode, you could wear the tights. And of course, the shoes. Black and white two-tone saddle shoes that laced up. I remember about those shoes is that they would get so dirty. I remember Brenda saying, Valerie, you got to clean those shoes. And I was like, oh, we don't want them a little distressed? And she's like, no. So I'd have to polish them with white and black shoe polish all the time. And then when the weather was really cold, there was a navy Chilton pea coat. And we only had a few of those because we didn't do that many scenes outside with Chilton students, so we didn't need to have a bunch of. Now let's talk about how we got everyone dressed in the morning. Obviously, our principals, we would set their clothes in the room, and there were specific looks for different characters, like Paris almost always wore that blue blazer, always wore knee-high socks. Shelly, aka Madeline, really loved that navy v-neck sweater vest, and so that was like her thing, and she really loved white. I want to say Louise always loved the white shirt as well, but she got the gray cardigan. Obviously, there were times where we would change it up, but that was the outfit that they really loved the most. Whenever we had to dress a lot of the background at the same time, we would roll all the racks into one of the stages. And basically, like an assembly line, all of the background would line up and go through that line. There was a rack of skirts, a rack of pants, a rack of blazers, a rack of sweaters, a rack of socks, ties, and anything that they had to put on their body. In the bins, there would be shoes. So by the time they got to the end of the line, they would pick out what shoes they were going to wear. We had a wide size range of clothing that could fit pretty much any body. But if they sent too many people that were the same exact size, we would be limited on how many people we could get dressed in that outfit. The skirts were all hemmed to different lengths. And whenever someone put it on, if that skirt was too long, they would just fold the waistband over and over to make it fit them. Hope that answers your question, and please be sure to follow me here and everywhere.